And happy Juneteenth to everyone, but especially to my Black queen who was in the Synergy Auto Care in Wilson, North Carolina. And when them Pimple Plus people started disrespecting Juneteenth in the Synergy Auto Care in Wilson, North Carolina, she got up, asked for her keys, told them to pull her truck around, and left the Synergy Auto Care in Wilson, North Carolina. Her response was 10 out of 10, and that's how we all need to be responding. We're not going back and forth. We're not doing all that talking. We're simply taking our time, our energy, and especially our money and going somewhere else.
I have to send the biggest happy Juneteenth to the sister that was sitting in that auto care place in Wilson, North Carolina, heard those racists hee and hawing about Juneteenth, and immediately, without a second thought, told them to give her fucking key, told them to get her truck, and immediately, and with expediency, removed herself. A queen. Now, I personally don't believe in the respectability politics that sometimes we don't have to knuck and buck, because we've seen throughout history where we have shown up suited and booted and still get treated with disrespect. But in this case, that sister handled that situation with so much dignity and self-respect, not allowing anybody to gaslight her or give her any fake or false.
Hey my people, how are y'all doing? Hi, I'm hoping that you guys are doing great, and hopefully God has protected you and preserved you very well. Definitely I appreciate all of you that keep supporting me on here. Generous souls that give me super thanks and super chats. Thank you very much, my members. A big shout out to you guys. You do me great. And yeah, you are highly appreciated. And definitely, as always, we are back with another interesting episode. Yesterday was Juneteenth. Yeah, how did you celebrate yours? We have a lot of things to catch up on. Yeah, a lot of things went down yesterday. And we have to look at all those clips of what, you know, really happened. Who was bold enough to, you know, showcase the racism, right? A bit of everything, to be honest. So we're going to have to look at all these clips together. We'll come back and talk about it. Just let me know where you're watching me from. What did you do for Juneteenth? Were you resting or were you at work? Yes. And do you think it's still such a relevant holiday? Because apparently, according to the yes, they think America has a lot of holidays, and unfortunately they say these things on days like this that equally represent Black people. Yeah, so I think that gives you a picture of what they be thinking in their mind. Yeah, why of all people do you have this holiday? Anywho, we have to watch this, come back and talk about it. Do me a favor, let me know what you think about this very episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not, and like, share and subscribe.
That Black woman at Synergy Auto Care said, if you don't know what Juneteenth is, you're going to learn today. Here she is right here.
Yeah, the first when I went to the bank, I got you. That was fine. I think you already was fine. Why are the banks closed on Juneteenth? New holiday they did 2 years ago. I know, right? Hop on the truck. Pull my truck around. Please. Pull my truck around. And give me my keys, my truck. I don't want this to them. Please go get my truck. Thank you. Is it this one right here? Yeah, no, it's Mercury Tunnel.
We said Juneteenth was a holiday tomorrow. No. We got that done. We have one thing for us.
Thank you. I don't even know when is Juneteenth.
Exactly. I don't even know, but I think it's something to do with reparations or something.
Yeah.
She didn't hesitate. She said, give me my keys. Bring my truck back around. Is it this one right here? No, it's the burgundy Tahoe. She was not going to sit amongst racist white people, mock Black people, and a holiday that's sacred to the end of their enslavement. And they didn't just stop there. They had to continue on with their attempted mocking of Black people and that Black woman. They talking about, I don't even know what Juneteenth is. And then the other guy chimes in, exactly. I think it has something to do with reparations. Y'all are ignorant and y'all are racist. Kudos to that Black woman. She was not going to allow them to make money off of her Black dollar. And from what I understand, that video was posted to the internet by Synergy Auto Care. I don't know how true that is. Y'all can correct it down in the comment section. That's just what I heard out there in these internet streets. However, if it is true that Synergy was the one that posted the video to the internet, then in my opinion, that's them attempting to further mock the black woman and Juneteenth. Don't go over to their social media platforms. From what I understand, they've already shut off all of the comments on their social media pages. However, people have found the Google page and have gone over to Synergy Auto Care and left a Google review. Now, when this first started popping off, they was at 4-point-something stars, right? It is now down to 1.2 stars. And that is because supporters of black people, allies to black people in general, have all gone over to leave a review of 1 star on this page. And some of them are educating them in the Google review of what Juneteenth is. So I'll end as I began. If they didn't know what Juneteenth was, they sure do know what Juneteenth is now.
And happy Juneteenth to everyone, but especially to my black queen who was in the Synergy Auto Care in Wilson, North Carolina. And when them Pimple Plus people started disrespecting Juneteenth in the Synergy Auto Care in Wilson, North Carolina, she got up, asked for her keys, told them to pull her truck around, and left the Synergy Auto Care in Wilson, North Carolina. Her response was 10 out of 10, and that's how we all need to be responding. We're not going back and forth. We're not doing all that talking. We're simply taking our time, our energy, and especially our money and going somewhere else. It is 2025. The ignorance and the disrespect is a choice. They don't know about Juneteenth because they don't care enough to educate themselves about Juneteenth. And if they don't care, we need to make sure their pockets are as empty as J-Lo's were when she tried to go on a concert tour. And I don't want to see them post any fake astrology either, because the fact that even after she walked out, they weren't like, maybe we should educate ourselves on what Juneteenth is, but instead uploaded that video themselves. I'm going to hold your hand with a napkin in between when I say this. Is this level of stupidity something that you've worked on for a while, or are you a natural born talent? Like, what's going on? Moving forward, when businesses show their racism, the only correct answer is the target treatment. When they show you they don't care, take your time, energy, and money elsewhere. Hope this helps. Peace and love. Talk to you later.
I have to say the biggest happy Juneteenth to the sister that was sitting in that auto care place in Wilson, North Carolina, heard those racists hee and hawing about Juneteenth, and immediately, without a second thought, told them to give her fucking key, told them to get her truck, and immediately, and with expediency, removed herself. A queen. Now, I personally don't believe in the respectability politics that sometimes we don't have to knuck and buck, because we've seen throughout history where we have shown up suited and booted and still get treated with disrespect. But in this case, that sister handled that situation with so much dignity and self-respect, not allowing anybody to gaslight her or give her any fake or false apology. And I don't know who released the video and thought that that was a good idea, because the video wasn't on a cell phone. The video actually came from the auto care store. It doesn't pay to be racist, huh? And whether it's Target or whether it's a rage baiter here on social media, that's how I wish black folks would handle folks like that. We're not giving you a dime, we're not engaging, and we're not giving you a second to create some fake apology. Be racist with your whole chest so we know exactly where you stand. Happy Juneteenth to that sister.
And honestly, the funniest thing about this whole situation happening in that auto shop, about the workers making fun of Juneteenth and that black woman fearlessly walking out of that establishment, she said, y'all not gonna get my black dollar today. The funniest thing is that they posted that surveillance footage themselves because they thought people were
Lady gather her belongings like Viola Davis, asked for her keys, and said, pull my truck up to the front at the Synergy Auto Care place. She didn't cut up, she didn't curse nobody out, she didn't act foolish. She said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna deny you the pleasure of my dollars. She was very demure, very mindful, very cutesy. And now the internet is in a tizzy, baby. People are ringing Synergy Auto Care up. But that's how you do it. You don't have to cut up, you don't have to holler and cuss them people out. When he made that off-color joke or that off-color remark about Juneteenth, she said, oh, okay, I get it. Understood. Grabbed her belongings so gingerly, proceeded to tell a young man, oh, I need you to bring my truck to the front, give me my keys, and I'm out of here. That's how you do it. You don't have to cut up. You don't have that crazy. You ain't got to cuss nobody out. Just stop spending your money with these places.
Look, you gotta talk to people in the language that they understand. And let me tell you the language that businesses understand. Y'all know that. The dinero, the money, okay? The dollar bill, y'all. And so that's why I appreciated what happened today on Juneteenth, where a sister woman went into to get her car fixed at the repair shop in Wilson, North Carolina, Synergy repair shop in Wilson, North Carolina. They start dogging Juneteenth. I'm sure they felt safe doing it because she was the only black person in a waiting room of all white people, because, you know, they get real bold when the numbers are on their side. They want to start doing those microaggressions. And the lady did not show out. She did not get upset. She just said, can I get my keys, please? Because you guys will not be servicing me. And she politely left and did not give them her money. And some may say, oh, big deal. But guess what? they lost that customer. And had she done word of mouth, they would have lost more customers. But she didn't even have to do word of mouth because the dumb car auto place, repair place, put the video up of her leaving and thought that people would be on their side, and everybody was like, no, y'all were wrong, y'all were disrespectful, that was a microaggression, and black people went into wanted to empower, activate, and we did what we did. And so their Yelp scores have gone down, their Google reviews have gone down, and you know that we won't go to that place. And some may say again, well, who cares, no big deal. But most businesses cannot make it with only white clients. As much as they want to say they run the world and everything, if you do not have and a policy that tells people to treat people equally and respectfully, eventually you will go out of business. And this is what I say to people. Most black people don't care about how you feel about us. We really, truly do not care if you can't stand black people. We just want you to respect us when we're in your place of business. Because sometimes it may surprise some of you, but some of the black people you come across can't stand you either. But we like to pay our bills. We like a paycheck. We like to be gainfully employed. So we know how to act a certain way when we are out and about in this world. And that's all we ask that y'all do. Act a certain way. That really is what being politically correct is just acting decently. That is what accepting diversity is. Just accepting that people in this world are different from you. You ain't got to like them, but you definitely got to include them if you want their business. That's when it comes to inclusion, right? Now, if you want to act a fool, if you want to be racist or sexist or all the things, as long as you can afford to do it, you can do it. But most of y'all who act that way can't afford to do it. Most of y'all want to stay in business, okay? So what I would say, if you look at the demographics of the world, you're going to have to get on it because we are on to you. And we understand that nothing talks louder than money. And y'all need it if you're in this thing called having a business. So yeah, bravo to the sister who walked out on Juneteenth. That's what we as a people need to do. What? You want to disrespect me? I'm sure as hell not gonna give you my money. I promise you that. I may not be able to change you, but I sure as hell ain't gonna give you my money. And I promise y'all, you want to see change, take away their money. Make them hurt, make them suffer. Don't worry, writing them letters doesn't matter. Screaming and hollering and acting a fool, they really don't care. But hurt them in the pockets. Money talks, bullshit walks, all day long.
So I live in North Carolina, probably like 15 minutes from Wilson, North Carolina. And I just want to say happy Juneteenth to all my black friends, all my black, beautiful women friends, all my handsome black men. And y'all have a blessed day, and especially happy Juneteenth to the woman who walked out of Synergy Auto Care in Wilson, North Carolina. They 1000% made the comments that they did regarding Juneteenth intentionally and did not care who they made uncomfortable in that time and in that moment. And I'm actually here to tell you that this is like an everyday occurrence with people in North Carolina. They are extremely conservative. They're disrespectful. They're downright racist. I grew up more, in Maryland, in the Maryland area, and like right on the Mason-Dixon, like Pennsylvania. While they're still racist there, coming here to North Carolina was a bit of a culture shock to me because the way that people are so openly racist down here is crazy. The say is like next level. So anywho, happy Juneteenth to everybody and all their friends.
Happy Juneteenth. Did y'all see this? Synergy Auto Care in Wilson, North Carolina posted this security cam footage to their social media showcasing a black woman walking out after she overhears a conversation they were having about Juneteenth.
Yeah.
This is the caption of the video. Y'all can pause to read. I'm going to start towards the end because they do say that somebody went outside to check on the lady after she walked out. Starting from right here, she told me she was going live with this and that we were racist. I said, ma'am, I was right there and nobody said or did anything out of the way towards you or anyone else inside. She told me that we all laughed at her and were chuckling and mocking the holiday and that I didn't know how that made her feel because she was black. She said, I'm still going live with this. I told her if that was the case, I was going to go ahead and post the CCV footage so we are not unfairly judged off of one side of an event. Literally all Synergy Auto Care had to do was use that same internet that they used to post that security cam footage and Google, right? Because Google is free to figure out what Juneteenth is. And then they would have realized how their comments offended the black woman and caused them to lose a customer. Not only does Juneteenth celebrate the ending of slavery within the United States, but it's been a federal holiday since 2021. So IDK why they're acting like it was just invented yesterday. It's okay though, because Synergy Auto Care definitely knows what Juneteenth is now, as after the that video got posted, it immediately went viral, and people were quick to go to their Google page and leave negative reviews. Just like that lady that walked out, Black folks are tired of the disrespect and are calling the establishment out for being ignorant and making their Black customer uncomfortable, because they really tried to embarrass that lady and make it seem like she was being angry and irrational for no reason, as if the auto shop didn't do anything wrong. But it's okay, because they were humbled real fast.
As you've seen, ladies and gentlemen, that's what went down at Synergy Auto Care, and they were actually checked, just like you've seen in the reactions and responses. You see their reviews actually have gone down, and people are literally leaving bad reviews on their business and educating them at the same time. But that's not the only thing that happened. Just like you've seen the responses, we are going to look at something else, what other significant leaders had to say about this holiday, and they also got checked. Let's look at some of the brothers reporting on here, or we'll get into the commentary later.
In a recent post on Truth Social, Donald Trump shared his opinion about federal holidays. He says, "Too many non-working holidays in America. It is costing our country billions of dollars to keep all of these businesses closed. The workers don't want it either. Soon we'll end up having a holiday for every once working day of the year. It must change if we are going to make America great again." This comes as today is Juneteenth, which marks the actual day of emancipation for all in America, because there were those in Galveston, Texas who didn't know they were free. This is a day for Black people and descendants of slaves in America that he is deciding to post that there are just way too many federal holidays. This is a stark contrast from his 2020 self, where he actually acknowledged the day and he actually talked about the day. He didn't even acknowledge Juneteenth today, which is in line with him canceling DEI and, you know, the white nationalist-esque of it all. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. Happy Juneteenth.
Notice this pattern with the left where they take something that most people agree on, something good, and they twist it into something political. For example, today's Juneteenth, and it marks the day that slavery finally ended in Texas 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. That is a real, meaningful moment in history. No one's arguing that. Conservatives aren't out here saying that we shouldn't celebrate the end of slavery.
Juneteenth should not be a federal holiday.
But now, Juneteenth is officially called Juneteenth National Independence Day. And that's where the issue lies, because we already have an Independence Day on July 4th, the day that we declared freedom for all Americans.
Have you noticed this pattern with the right, where they can say something that can easily be proven wrong with all the confidence in the world? How they pretend as if they are not against something that they have been loudly against? Or how they know something about history, while suspiciously never actually going over it in any kind of depth. For instance, if Independence Day was about all of us being freed, and the first Independence Day was held on July 4th, 1777, and the last freed slave was on June 19th, 1865, and I say last slave very cautiously, then that means there was about 88 years of slavery after the Declaration of Independence, which literally means it did not free everyone. It did not mean that everyone was independent. Your whole ideology is based on denial and blaming other people, while also suspiciously never actually showing how those other people that you are blaming for these things did it. Never going into detail. You will always be on the wrong side of history, because your ideology will always be to take things back to how they used to be. The bad thing. You're not fooling anyone. But you have a good day. Keep lying to yourself.
It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
You know, I'm just completely stunned and shocked that Charlie doesn't want to celebrate the day that the slaves were free. So this would be why the label of racist gets tossed into your direction all the time, Charlie. It is hilarious because we celebrate President's Day, and a lot of the presidents in the beginning there had slaves, and so we celebrate that and we get that day off, but not Juneteenth. So the messaging then becomes is, you don't want to actually celebrate the people that did all the back-breaking labor to build this country. You just want to celebrate the people that owned those people. So, yeah, there's that label getting thrown at you. Again, just smacked all across your face. Holy fuck. Also, what work? This is your work. You don't fucking work.
Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work.
You know what else shouldn't be a federal holiday? A lot more others. It's always the ones like you, right? Who feel as awkwardly as you feel towards black people and all other people, because you always want to get people deported too. But you know, America is about keeping the people first. So I guess keeping the people first don't mean nothing if they don't have the same skin tone. Because any other, like 4th of July or something like that, if anybody else got some kind of holiday going on that you agree with, you wouldn't be talking like you talking. You would be saying how it's so good to celebrate that day. But since it's for the free black people out of slavery, yeah, you got a lot of problems with that, huh? It reminds you of your full.
A lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday.
Oh, poor you. Happy Juneteenth.
A lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday.
Why is it that white people only have issue with two holidays specifically? Martin Luther King Day and Juneteenth. Every time it's Martin Luther King Day or Juneteenth, you guys start getting a complaining. But I haven't seen a single one of y'all complain about Christopher Columbus Day. And I'm gonna explain why I haven't seen a single one of y'all complain about Christopher Columbus Day. You do know Christopher Columbus was a rapist, right? And a mass unaliver, right? Y'all sitting here saying Martin Luther King shouldn't have his own day. Juneteenth shouldn't be its own thing. Hell, you guys sit here and say that Black History Month is racist. White people say Black History Month is racist, but y'all have no issue with Christopher Columbus Day? The mass unaliver and rapist? What does that say about you guys as a whole? What does that say about you guys as a race? It don't make any sense to make these type of videos and not have smoke for Christopher freaking Columbus.
So this is the 5th year now that Juneteenth was celebrated as a federal holiday. But Donald Trump decided to say on Juneteenth that America has too many non-working holidays. But because of him, we got people like this.
Excuse me.
True racism at its core.
What's happening to the white people?
What's happening to the white people? You're white in America. That's what you have. Do you hear us say anything about St. Patrick's Day?
They have a Black Miss America. They have a Black college. They have a Black month. What do we have?
Did this lady actually just say, what do we have? Jesus Christ.
Now they have Juneteenth. Yes, I understand there was slavery. Don't get me wrong. But there was also a Holocaust.
You mean people that went through the Holocaust got compensated, but us as slaves didn't get compensated shit?
And that was more recent than slavery. But you don't hear the Jews saying, gimme, 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 gimme. What's the point of Juneteenth?
Well, the story of Juneteenth starts on June 19th, 1865, roughly about 2.5 years after the Emancipation Act, which ended slavery in Confederate states. Major General Granger had delivered the news that slavery had ended. But shit, Google could have told you that.
I think Juneteenth is past now, so can I say happy belated Juneteenth to all our brothers and sisters, specifically Black Americans? Yes, Black Americans. Yeah, this holiday is specifically theirs, and we celebrate their resilience and what they went through to reach such an extra milestone or a day like that when slavery was finally abolished in the state of Texas, because don't forget it had been abolished long time ago, but there were people that were literally still in the dark, and these people were still exploiting our people, right? So happy independence, full independence to the Black community, specifically happy Juneteenth, right? So there's quite a lot of things that went down. Let's talk about those that were wished happy Juneteenth, like the lady that went to Synergy Auto Care, and these people decided to, take it upon themselves and speak so lightly and kind of really mock and, be very passive, aggressive about this very holiday. And she stood on business and she decided to step out of the store. And then another happy Juneteenth, of course it went all of you guys, but there's another random beautiful moment that happened of the Black brothers and sisters that were in Alabama on that beach, that did not allow these people to take advantage of them, and they really gave them exactly what they probably did not ask for. I think we have seen quite a number of opinions, for example, from Trump. He took it upon himself. He's a president of all. Don't come here telling me, oh, you Black people randomly pick on things and what. No, this man is a president of all. And on this random federal holiday that is supposed to be commemorating, what really happened. brought true independence to the black community, he finds it upon himself to say, you know, oh no, we have a lot of holidays. So I think that shows you and tells you that he does not find any meaning in this holiday. And rightly so. Who is surprised? Who is surprised? A lot of these people are literally like broad day racist. Yeah? So don't be like, oh no, you guys try to pick on others. No. What did you expect people to like? Seriously, think about it. You put this information out there and then you think people are not going to say anything? Like, yeah. So yeah, we know he's publicly racist, and of course anything that entails, you know, black people history and all of that, he's against it. He is against it. Kirk, Charlie Kirk or something like that. That one. He's been he's been an open racist, so for me I don't get shocked about what he said. Yeah, like what else do you expect from a person like Charlie Kirk? Like seriously, right? He's out there just to, you know, really rage bait, but people already know he is, so I don't think there's anything surprising about him. Plus, I feel like, okay, if you don't respect the holiday, then why do you even find it upon your soul to talk about it? Like, in the first place, you don't like it, yeah? It's not a holiday, right? So what are you trying to inform us about? That you're not going to celebrate it? Yeah, I feel like at the same time, I don't even expect palm-colored people to really celebrate this, because a lot of them never wanted slavery to end anyway. That's why a lot of our people still were in slavery in Texas when other states had been freed. Yeah, so a lot of them don't want to celebrate, and nobody's actually trying to blame them. Yeah, I think let's put that one out there. Nobody's trying to blame them for not celebrating the day, right? But the ignorance that is always spewed about this very day, a lot of the, like, can you imagine someone is like, you know, maybe it's about reparations. Palm-colored people hate reparations. They hate that topic. Don't bring that conversation. So anything that commemorates black people achievements or any celebration or anything, right? They rush to go to reparations. And like, are you that ignorant? Everything that celebrates black people has to be about reparations, really? Like, seriously? Much as you actually have to pay them reparation. Anybody that says, you know, the conversation of reparation is stupid and it has to literally be faced, it doesn't have to get talked about, right? You have issues. You have issues with your own self. We know that definitely, probably it will never come. Yeah. But it does not mean that it can't be talked about. This is a group of people that was enslaved, and they went through a lot. A lot of wealth was robbed from them. Yeah, they were literally treated like subhumans. And you think this is a conversation that is not worth having, right? But anyway, one of the conversations that palm-colored, some or majority of palm-colored people are against is, you know, yeah, the conversation of reparations. But let's also not forget, like, one of the people, a lot of people have already narrated, these people put this video out there. They posted it themselves. So before you come for the black community for saying something about it and going and leaving reviews on this, you know, business page, right? Think about it. Why were they posting this video? They posted it because they probably expected the public to side with them. Chances are they posted this video because they probably wanted to clear the air, just in case the sister came out to speak about her experience, right? That is out there. The fact that you speak so lightly about something that you do not know about, right? That is the level of ignorance that black people are against. They don't want that to continue happening. Like, you don't know what you're talking about, but you still, you know, want to open your mouth and speak anyway, right? And call it reparations, call it, you know, random holidays and all of that, right? It's okay. It's okay for you not to know. But if you don't know, then don't speak anything that is, coming in your head, because otherwise you're going to offend a lot of people. This is a very crucial holiday, and we know that quite a number of you are really not interested in that, and people don't hold that against you. Like, they shouldn't, right? Nobody should hold that against you, right? And the act of the sister moving out of the store and asking for her keys and all of that, and taking her truck, I actually applaud that she did that, because we shouldn't stay in spaces where, people, even if they are not intentionally trying to offend you, if you feel offended and you feel like, you don't want to be there, and you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you literally will either get in an argument or like get things really messy, yeah, then that is better. And also, sometimes when people show you who they are, just believe them and leave, right? Don't keep putting your money in businesses that do not value you, right? Like, seriously, that is something that she did that is very beautiful. But do you realize how unbothered they were about her moving out? Man, unbothered. And to me, that communicates one thing that I know for sure. A lot of palm-colored people never wanted segregation to end anyway. So they are not in love with the idea of serving black people. Yeah, that's how you know these people are not bothered. If you want to go, right? They could not even issue an apology, right? And be like, oh, why are you moving out? Is everything okay? Like, is this how you treat clients? Is this how you treat customers? Like, seriously? I mean, so that goes to tell you that majority of them really don't give a D about, black people. All they care for is bring your money, but anything that concerns you, anything that will offend you or hurt your feelings, they really don't care, right? So I think this should be a lesson to all of us to know who, values us and who doesn't. And our sister in this case, yeah, she saw through the curtains and she was like, you know what? I gotta go. That's what went down. There's a lot of people that were having barbecue, a lot of people that were going for performances and all of that. But yeah, and there's quite a lot of holidays that commemorate palm-colored people, including Christopher Columbus. Yeah, that is believed to have discovered America, discovered a country that was already in existence, had people and everything going on there. Meanwhile, he is the discoverer. Yeah, so anyway, I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section about this. For the palm-colored people that probably watch me, what do you think about this day? Yeah, do you think black people have a lot of holidays? And also, if you have a problem with this holiday, do you have a problem with a lot of other holidays that specifically don't celebrate black people? And if yes, why? And if not, still why? Anywho, I'll see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Chrissy and I love all of you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it, and yeah, bye.